Namaste, angels. This is the weekly love reading for the period of tomorrow, Sunday, March 10th, which is my anniversary on YouTube, my 3-year anniversary on YouTube. I talked about that for about 19 minutes. Not about that alone, but I talked about myself and part of my journey and the divine union or twin flame journey or path in general, from the perspective of somebody who has been on it for quite some time, who was around for some of the earlier awakenings. I mentioned 2010, 2012, 2015. Those were some of the major awakenings. So those of you who are interested in hearing about that, do, if you haven't seen the general reading, check out not only the reading itself, but the first 19 minutes is where I talk about those things. So we're going to get into the love reading right after the dice. I'm starting with some really nice energy. The Prince of Summer, so the Knight of Cups. Really nice for a love reading. The Sun. Sacral Chakra, which is below the abdomen, if you know what I mean. Karmic Completion. Eternal Flame. And Simplicity, which I do want to mention because I think it might be important prior to the reading and maybe connected to Mercury retrograde. So simplicity can be about not overcomplicating things, right? Keeping things simple. There used to be a saying, I think it went, keep it simple, stupid, something like that. Like, you know, basically don't make too much out of stuff. To the contrary, this card also means that where things are complicated and you don't know all the intricacies yet, you know, don't try to force them or rush them. Just chill out and let things unfold and let them happen. So I felt that, you know, particularly with Mercury retrograde, it was important to go ahead and mention that. And we're going to get into the dice now. Just wanted to show you guys some of the cool cards with which we'd be beginning. With the dice, I'm beginning with 29, which is spiritual partnership. That's what the number 29 means. No. And weekend away. Spirit says romantic dinner. No. And eat cake. So happy birthday to anybody who's celebrating. Happy anniversary. Maybe there are others who are celebrating anniversaries this week, not just me, or have other reasons to eat cake and or romantic dinner. Do enjoy. So I'm going to start with the perspective from the masculine using my numerology deck and beginning with card number 10, Karmic Completion. And opening to 93, Happy Ending, which is a very sun kind of card. Interesting because we have a sun card with which we're about to begin when we get up to that deck. Happy Ending. And card number 22 or 13 or 4, which is the same number of the Simplicity card, or 1111. Of course, 22, a master number. This card is called Intuition. It's more of the orange that we saw all last week. I went ahead and got myself an orange calendar. Candle. Not calendar. Candle. Intuition. And financial discipline. So being a little, not necessarily overly cautious, but conscientious of spending. And that could be connected to Mercury retrograde too. And you don't want to be willy-nilly. And opening to healing. That not just associated with Mercury retrograde, but all the transits that we're experiencing now, including Uranus and Taurus, maybe all this green. That's definitely about healing. Venus in Aquarius, about healing certain aspects of ourselves. And of course, Mercury retrograde forcing us to revisit past situations, relationships, and get some closure. Or reignite some stuff. Intuition. Maybe based on what your intuition tells you to do. And we're doing the orange again. It is card number 61, self-love. And the overall energy is card number 9, completion. So we started with card number 10, specifically karmic completion. And now our overall energy is 9, completion, with the purple card. I still have my purple nails from the week prior when all the cards were purple. So divine feminine, her higher self to her. The masculine as it relates to the feminine and to himself. The union as a whole. Overall, what the masculine would have the feminine do, contribute, surrender, however you want to put it, toward the union. What he himself is willing to. What the universe would have the two do and wants to help them with, will give them full support, but if they first affirm to it themselves. And the outcome. Divine feminine. New beginnings. Very nice. Fresh starts. And again, orange is connected to sacral chakra. So some of us may want to do some healing specifically in that area. Maybe in preparation for a relationship. The masculine as it relates to the feminine. It is more orange in music. So he could be sending you music. As a matter of fact, the other day, I was talking to some girlfriends and I said, I think that this is, this person's energy was coming through in the songs. They actually agreed based on what the song was and the lyrics and stuff. In any case, you guys may be hearing your own and seeing your own signs and syncs, and they could certainly be coming through music. And you will sense that they are from the divine masculine, or contrarily, like vice versa. Masculine, you may be receiving some signs and syncs from the feminine, sending you her energy. I'm also feeling, again, with this orange and potential sacral chakra healing needed, that can include some spiritual baths. People may do energy healing, may want to do different detoxes, yoni steams, some sort of womb healing, clearing. Some people take it, a step further and they actually go to doctors and get rejuvenated, vaginal rejuvenation, all these things. No judgment from me. If you're into that, definitely, I just feel that some people may want, specifically as it relates to intimacy, and maybe preparation for intimacy, they may want to do some sort of healing. I guess alternatively, or simpler, to go back to that, don't overcomplicate things. I guess it could be as simple as you getting a Brazilian this week too, maybe for your weekend away or your romantic dinner. The masculine as it relates to himself. Master number 33, communication. Very nice. And he has a nice natural progression here, up from 32 to 33. But I also want to point out it's 32 plus 1 equals 33. And then this is a 33 too. So I think this 33 is really speaking to, again, to the communication that you're going to receive in music. And maybe you haven't in a while. And so it'll be like a fresh start, a new beginning in that area of some communication coming in for you. But he also wants to communicate, in a more traditional sense too. Is what this is showing. The union as a whole, self-love. So also needing to pay some attention to himself. Not sure what that was. I have somebody here, a presence. Overall, pride. And look at this, it's a combination of the purple and the orange coming together. So overall, this is what we're going to be wanting to overcome this week, so that we are able instead to communicate, right? We're not letting our ego get the best of us and prevent us from reaching out or from accepting contact if somebody reaches out to us. What the masculine would have the feminine do toward the union this week, it is synchronicity, sitting here crossing the music and under the new beginning. Under this community, these two that I said combined make their own 33 or communication. So he wants you to be open to that, receptive. Again, if I call, please answer, or please consider reaching out to me if you feel so moved. And what the masculine himself is willing to do, it is relationship change. This, whatever that means for you specifically, it could be different. But crossing communication, I'd say it's improvement. And sitting here under self-love, I say it's improvement because he loves himself better, then he's able to love other people better, including you. The union, what the universe would have the two do rather, but they will have to first affirm to it themselves. Financial discipline. Universe wants to help you with your balancing of your budget and getting things in order. Maybe some, coming together and figure out how can we build finances, relationship, life together. And outcome. Leadership. This I feel is connected to today's moon is in Aries. So while this is not a red card, I just right away I felt Mars and Aries and that sort of taking back control of your life. Maybe again moving away from fear. So it's like rooted in leadership and crowned by this fear. We're coming out of this place and moving into this place where like we're in control. We don't let pride or ego or fear be in control of us. To take a look from the perspective of the universe, I'm going to my fortune teller cards, beginning with Sun. So these are the cards that I had pledged to use throughout February, and I did successfully. They do have some luck cards. I said, you know what? It's not this week. It's really actually next week that some of us around the world will be celebrating St. Patrick's Day. But I just feel to move to use them, I guess, in case he wanted to show up this week too. He did show up last week, actually. We got the luck quite a bit. In any case, right now I'm beginning with Sun. Open your heart to the enormous growth ahead. In the tarot, the card, Major Arcana card number 19, we just had a 19 crowning us with that pride and ego card. But Major Arcana card 19 represents the Sun and the sign of Sagittarius. And of course, Earth's star, the Sun, rules the sign of Leo. This can also be attached to Aries, the other fellow fire energy. And opening to Wish. Speaking of luck, your heart's desire is ready to come true. Sun and Birth. Universal energy brings you opportunity and possibility. Somebody may actually be giving birth this week to a son specifically. But this is also, for some of us, new beginnings, or for the majority of us, this is about new beginnings, fresh starts. And Plane. A journey is indicated, either physically or metaphorically. Your life will become more full. So I'm feeling your life can become more full because it's something having to do with a job, or, and I don't know what that means, with more responsibilities, or more on your plate, or as it relates directly to a relationship, your life is becoming more full because you're feeling some space that had been void with this other person's energy, presence, like you're stepping our relationship into a deeper level of connection or commitment. Birth. And unity. On that note, unity. I guess I'll stop here. That was a nice segue. A time of divine understanding, renewal, peace, and hope. You radiate and attract great love. So this could be the birth of something new, a fresh start, or you're meeting somebody this week, or it can absolutely be a reunion, right? Renewal of a relationship, a rebirth of a relationship. Birth. And it is moon. We're also still, it's not, it's an Aries moon. We don't have a Pisces moon, but we are still in the Pisces new moon energy as well. Pay attention to your intuition at this time and move ahead confidently. How awesome is this? The overall energy is love. Love surrounds you, all your connections. Move forward positively in all areas of your life. Divine being or couple. Recent past. Masculine's higher self. Near future. Blocks to union or individual progress this week. What the feminine can do to help herself in that regard. What the masculine can do to help himself. What the universe recommends to both and wants to help them with, but they'll both have to first, separately, but each affirm to it themselves and the outcome. Divine being or couple, dragonfly, and this is an awesome card for us. Have confidence during this time of great joy, renewal, and connection to spirit. So again, people could be, relationships could be revived, people could be reunited. Even if you are single and not looking, you may bump into somebody from your past. Even if you maybe never dated before, there's room for something there. Also maybe an earth sign. If not an earth sign, it could be spurned by movement in these different earth sectors that are going on right now. Recent past. Oh, glad to be getting away from this. And it's more earth. This could have something to do with an earth sign too. Let's hope it's not the same one. Your intuition and healing powers will guide you to a better path. But be careful. So there may have been a snake in your midst before, and you're being guided away from that person. You still have to be cognizant of your surroundings and discerning, because the universe is offering help, but it's still suggesting that you be careful. Masculine's higher self. Angel. Oh, I love that for him. Your angels are guiding and protecting you on your spiritual journey. So again, helping him to be careful, showing him, which path to take, but he still has to pay attention to his intuition and then surrender to the guidance that you receive in order to follow it. Otherwise, I won't say it's useless, but you don't get the benefit. Near future, what can we expect? Aw, nice. Fool. Have the courage to embrace change. Take risks and be adventurous. So this guy just take a leap of faith. And it may be in connection to, again, pursuing of joy and or renewal, or possibly connection to spirit. So a greater sense of spirituality too is a possibility also. Blocks to individual progress or union. Birth. Universal energy brings you opportunity and possibility. So this is birth is this, so for some of us, birth isn't coming or rebirth isn't coming because we're still holding on to old stuff. So we have to allow for death in order for this to come. Like we're still refusing to transition, to take a leap, to move forward. into a next phase, and we're still, in some cases, refusing to let go of something. So instead, we're holding on to it. So that would be the energy of death. And as soon as we let that go, energy can flow, and that would bring us to birth. But in the meantime, it's, you know, like on hold. So what can the feminine do for herself in that regard? Instead, like, get moving on this. Don't stay in a stuck energy. Chariot. Charge ahead with confidence. Stay strong and focus. The Chariot can be connected to the energy of the sign of Cancer. It is a card of victory. It's a card of control, taking back control of your life, similar to what we saw or what I felt in the last spread, like letting go of ego, fear, pride, and taking back control of your life. Instead, you getting in the driver's seat, making decisions for yourself, and, you know, onward, straight ahead, without anything, allowing anything to, you know, step in and steal your joy or to diminish you. This can also have to do with travel, metaphoric or literal, you know, or just movement in general. What about the masculine? What can he do to help himself? And it is this very, like, Ace of Swords kind of card, Eagle. You will soar toward your destiny with greater clarity and strength. This also feels like a card of movement, similar to the feminine's Chariot. So what we both can do is, like, you know, full steam ahead, forge ahead confidently, and, you know, take back control of our destinies. Masculine may be coming into some sort of information to help him do that, though. A greater sense of clarity. What the each are recommended, and the universe wants to help them with, but they will have to affirm to first, is Cracker. Positive energy surrounds you. Love, joy, and good fortune await. Yes, so this is waiting. You hear use that key word, awaits. It's waiting for that death dose, waiting for you to let go of the old energy, have this rebirth, and then this joy and love is what's waiting for you as part of this. And the outcome. Proposal. A romantic or business opportunity is indicated. So if you allow yourself, again, to let go of old energy, let go of past relationships maybe that you're holding on to that's blocking you from a potential new one, past hurt may be connected to a past relationship that didn't go the way you would have wished, and so now you're fearful of a new relationship. You know, there are all these different kind of things that can hold us back, and whatever those might be, this sort of Knight of Cups kind of energies await you if you let that go. And so I said it was like death. The death card represents the sign of Scorpio in the tarot. So if we allow for that death, then we have this fresh start, and the energy of the Knight of Cups is able to come in and make us some sort of offer of new positive energy of love, joy, and good fortune. That's what awaits. So I'm going to look and see if we can figure out maybe what signs are going to be involved. For the past at least 2 weeks, I've been feeling something going on, maybe some like a love triangle or some sort of party of three involving an air sign, an earth sign, and a fire sign. And that has continued to show up into and through today's general reading also. But I'm beginning with that Knight of Cups I was just talking about. The Prince of Summer. Romantic, flirtatious, introspective, and enchanting. I'm also being made to look at the Prince of Autumn. Trustworthy, dedicated, protective, and funny. It's important to make a detailed plan starting any new endeavor. Once you have that plan in place, then you can take immediate action and get as much accomplished as possible. The Prince of Autumn is a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, or someone likened to those traits or attributes, and can be about the energy of slow and steady wins the race. A paced, committed energy brings about the results that we want. But the Prince of Summer, again, is a Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. A deeply emotional and probably romantic experience will sweep you off your feet. Things can move very quickly during such whirlwind encounters. So stay balanced and make decisions with both your heart and your intellect. And speaking of parties of three, opening to the Three of Autumn. Your most satisfying and profitable career or relationship comes from following your passions, listening to your heart, and doing what brings you joy. Your life purpose is best fulfilled by allowing your talents and true self to shine forth into the world. Prince of Cups and the Seven of Autumn. The planning, resources, and efforts that you've invested in your dream will reap great rewards. In the meantime, have patience and meditate on your next steps. This is basically telling you to trust that you've taken the appropriate steps toward what it is you want, and now we wait. Prince of Summer, I'll do one more, and it is the Queen of Summer. Compassionate, loving, giving, and psychic. This is a time of deep emotions and heightened intuition that you can trust completely. Be mindful that you don't ignore your own needs while caring for those of others. So I'm getting also not only a relationship possibly here, but with the feminine or female slightly older than the masculine or male. Oh no. Five of Autumn. Focusing upon the negative or worrying about money or career or like a crappy relationship, your past, voids, lack, loss, can block your progress. Because your trust and faith are at a low point right now, it's not the best time to, start something new. So again, there's that block to new because you're holding on to old energy that needs the energy of death to come through and remove it. As long as you're holding on to that stale stuff, then the new, the birth, is blocked. So I just want to mention the Major Arcana card 19, the Sun, did jump out of the deck as I was shuffling to get the overall energy, and may show up again for us. But our overall energy is the Six of Summer. So definitely can be about people coming back into our life, maybe again brought on by Mercury retrograde, soulmates, past life relationships. This card also connected to children in the general sense, though in the tarot too. The love and care of children could become an important part of your life, or people from your childhood may return to it. Old memories can be healed, or possibly old childhood dreams are now ready to be revived. Crowning the masculine. It is the King of Autumn, compassionate, accomplished, charismatic, and grounded. Everything's going to turn out great. Projects will be stunningly successful. Exciting new career opportunities are possible. And money or resources that come your way will be invested wisely. The King of Autumn is a Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Masculine, surrounded by the Two of Summer. You're falling in love or experiencing a deepening of emotion in your current relationship. Marriages or romantic partnerships in distress can still be saved. Don't give up. And unfortunately, the masculine subconscious, womp womp, he's trapped in fear, ego, pride, maybe. The Eight of Winter, or feeling like he's stuck in a situation, right? Eight of Winter, it's easy to convince yourself that you're trapped when you really aren't. Trust that God will lift you to new heights and give you a greater sense of self-confidence if you first affirm your freedom. Feminine, the Two of Winter. Procrastination and worrying about what others will think is blocking you from making a decision. So this may be why you're still holding on to something. Whatever that old death energy is, or the energy that needs death so that you can allow for birth. Whatever that thing, person is that you're holding on to, it may be because that's the one that society thinks is appropriate for you, right? That's the mate that makes sense. That's the job that makes sense. That's the lifestyle that makes sense. That's the gender that makes sense. That's the sexuality that makes sense to society, maybe to your family, to the religious people around you. That's not what's in your heart. But in the meantime, you're allowing fear, ego, pride to trap you in this place of inaction where you just decide to do nothing. And maybe if I don't act, it'll go away. So procrastination and worrying about what others will think is blocking you from making a decision. If you're torn between your own desires and someone else's, follow your inner guidance. Surrounding the feminine. It's that major arcana card, the Sun. I knew it was coming back. So happy outcome. Your plans will work out well, bringing you happiness, prosperity, and success. You'll garner the recognition for your accomplishments that you so richly deserve. So that's telling you to let go of fear. Again, major arcana card, the Sun represents the sign of Sagittarius or perhaps another fire sign, Aries, Leo. Feminine subconscious, the Four of Earth. Be cautious about living a life of extremes or seeing things in black and white terms. Consider, for example, whether you're spending too much versus hoarding your wealth, or giving too much emotionally versus building up walls that keep people out. So feminine, this can be connected very much so, as can the masculine's Eight of Winter. I don't want to say that he's free. This can be connected very much so, again, to that refusal to let go of the old. And so we're holding on to something or someone very tightly, very Four of Earth, Pentacles. Crowning, the Queen of Summer, compassionate, loving, giving, and psychic. This is the time of deep emotions and heightened psychic intuition that you can trust completely. So you receive messages through your intuition or other gifts that you may have. You're guided to trust yourself and believe in it. Be mindful that you don't ignore your own needs, also while you're at it, while caring for others. So don't ignore your own needs while doing what, mom and dad would have you do. Or again, the neighbors. What are the neighbors going to think if I do that? So it means if it crosses or negates something that you need that's going to make you happy, then don't do it. At the root, foundation. The Seven of Autumn. The planning, resources, and efforts that you've invested in your dream will reap great rewards. In the meantime, have patience and meditate on your next step. So that the foundation is the fact that we did what we had to do. We took the necessary steps to initiate what we wanted to manifest. And so now we wait. And at the heart of the matter, here it is. Major Arcana card 10, the Wheel. Expect a sudden positive change in your life. You can now move forward and make great progress. The wheel, like the Sun, actually represents the sign of Sagittarius and the planet Jupiter, which rules Sagittarius and where Jupiter is currently located. But is also connected to the fixed signs, as is the transit of Uranus moving into Taurus that occurs this week. The fixed signs are Leo, Scorpio, Taurus, and Aquarius. I considered clarifying these with more tarot cards, but I decided to clarify them with these, my Universal Love Oracles. We'll see how that goes, beginning with Eternal Flame. And opening to abundance. So it can be an earth energy. This can be Venus sending in money, love, material. Eternal Flame. And transience, the energy of healing, head to toe. And surrender. Eternal Flame. Love. Opposite Eternal Flame. It's pretty special. And reflection. this is the energy that you draw upon in order to figure out what it is you need to let go and how you're going to go about doing it. Okay. And meditation. Overall energy is sacred union. So very nice. But first, you know what? I did change my mind again and decide to go ahead and clarify the masculine's 8 of winter and the feminine's 2 of winter with tarot cards. So I like to do that by pulling the next upright card, and the next upright card is this one. I'll check out the 8 of winter first to see exactly what the masculine's deal may be. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't mean to pull 2 for him. But maybe these are both meant to be his. So one is the 9 of spring. You've worked hard, and what you've created is impressive and worthy of protecting. Annoying challenges may pop up, but don't worry, you'll get through them just as you have in the past. So this is saying that even if a challenge has popped up, don't allow it to get you down. Don't allow it to fear to take over. Don't allow yourself to just like wallow in your own self-pity, but instead you're going to fight back. You're here to persevere and keep going and to be a success. It could, but I don't think likely, have something to do with a legal situation. I don't think it does, but it's possible. Because Major Arcana card 20, renewal, is Major Arcana card judgment. So it could have something to do with some sort of legal judgment, but I don't think so. I think the other meanings for judgment would probably be more appropriate, and that is abundance that is earned being on its way to you, especially with the, again, a foundation of the 7 of autumn showing that we've planted the appropriate seeds. So there is some abundance on its way to you. That can be love, money, you know, material wealth, combinations of those, all of the above. Also, as it relates to relationships, if you've, you know, had some worries, concerns there, represented maybe by this 8 of winter, some fears there. This does have to do with coming to a crossroad and deciding, trying to figure out, like, where do we go from here, if anywhere? And I think the answer to that is also positive with an overall energy, again, of the 6 of summer, 6 of cups, the masculine with the 2 of cups here, crowned by the King of autumn, that is facing the Queen of summer. So I think this is all very positive. And feminine, the next card, what our decision might be about. Another decision. Okay, so what our decision might be about, first and foremost, can be whether or not to revisit a situation, circumstance, relationship. The 2 of autumn for me can be about deja vu from hell, like coming back to the same situation. Do I want to, you know, been there, done that? Do I want to do that again? 2 of autumn also about the need for balance and like moderation in your life, and maybe like all work and no play makes Jill a dull girl. So how are you going to fit in some time to nurture yourself and to be good to yourself and not just other people? I'm also noticing we have basically an 11-19 here. 2 equals 11, and it's sitting here above the sun, which is 19, of course. You may be under stress because of multiple jobs or too many responsibilities for one person to manage. It's important to balance your work and personal life and to bring a spirit of fun to all that you do. So those can be, again, possibilities, but I'm just maybe being a little greedy today, but move to look at another card here for the feminine. So this is the next upright card now, and it is the Prince of Spring. So talk about Sagittarius. There may be one to the rescue, and of all the knights to come to the rescue, this one it tends to be my favorite, or the one that I view as Prince Charming. Definitely the Knight of Wands. He's the one that comes like galloping through on his horse and like doesn't even stop the horse. He just like picks you up and throws you on the back of it. He's that strong and wonderful, and you know, takes off and you're saved. An opportunity arises that needs your attention right away. Moving quickly is important, yet there's nothing that you can handle if you follow your inner guidance. The Prince of Spring is a Leo, Sagittarius, like the wheel or the sun, or Aries, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Could be Jupiter himself sending in energy, positive energy, to help to pull you through this space of indecision and, you know, confusion. But we will further clarify now with these. Atop the King of Autumn, miracles. So there can be an actual King of Autumn that is brought in, or who is receiving some sort of blessing, maybe specifically financial, that's going to enable him to do something. This is also just reflective of abundance in general. So whether one is an earth sign or not, the King of Autumn plus miracles is you being showered by the universe with some sort of abundance. So that's awesome. Atop the Two of Cups, fear. And that makes sense now, because remember over here was that Eight of Swords. So he's fearful of maybe reuniting or approaching a woman or man, you know, the feminine, a feminine, or maybe getting back out in the game, trying something, trying dating again, giving it a hand. Something in association with partnership, romantic partnership in particular, is causing fear. Atop that Eight of Swords where he felt stuck, you got to work on the relationship with yourself first, masculine. That's going to, remember you got self-love in the last spread too? So you were on the right track with that, because that one was from your perspective, that other spread. So you're on the right track with that. You do need to continue nurturing yourself in the self-love, which again, also the Queen of Water guides us to do here. And once you improve that relationship with yourself, you'll be strengthened and more prepared to approach this relationship with the two. You and a partner of some sort. Feminine, atop our two twos, the Two of Swords, the Two of Pentacles, and then the Knight of Wands. Eternal Flame. This can be him. So again, maybe you were indecisive about a Knight of Wands, very possibly a direct fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, maybe even a Scorpio, which is also ruled by Mars, but does not have to be. This, you know, it can be anybody who is showing up in the form of a Knight of Wands. That is represented here by Eternal Flame. So what your indecision is about is romantic, and probably for the same reason the masculine is fearful. You've had some poor, you've made some poor decisions maybe before in the past as it related to your love life, and so you're just unsure now what to do. And again, what are other people going to think? What's mom going to think? Dad going to think? Friends going to think? Neighbors going to think? You know, how does it look? What does society say? Dictate? So those are things you're going to have to deal with. Atop the sun and a happy outcome is enchantment. So this is like rays coming through to you head to toe, and it is about surrender and allowing. So not overcomplicating things, kind of to take us back to that first card with the simplicity. She's got these battle scars all over her face, her neck. That is not stopping her from being vulnerable and allowing for even more healing. She's still taking another chance. She's still going into surrender. She's still closing her eyes, tilting her head back, and, you know, letting what will happen. This card often reminds me of Luke, is it Luke 136, I believe, Mary says, you know, let it be done to me as you say. Just let it be done to me. Let me receive this healing and this blessing. And again, for some, maybe of a son, finding out that you're pregnant or giving birth to a son this week. Atop the Four of Autumn is celebration. In this placement, this celebration can be part of what you're trying to decide. You know, like, should I be social? Should I accept a date, a proposal? Should I engage at all with the masculine? And again, I feel that if you do, and that if you follow your heart first and foremost, and that's what guides you to, then it will be a happy occasion. It will be the right choice for you to do that. To let go of anything that's, any inhibitions that are preventing you from doing that. Atop the Queen of Cups, transmutation. So this very emotional situation, and maybe as part of the decision too, is causing you, enabling you to let go, especially this enchantment card here and this surrender, to let go of any negative emotions like fear, negative cords of attachment like fear, or etheric cords to this person with whom you had a fearful and damaging, hurtful situation. You want to cut those cords and instead turn that negativity into love, and that helps us to rise. So that in itself is self-nurturing. Atop the Seven of Pentacles, divine guidance. So again, we've already done what we need to do. Now we give it over to God and we don't worry about it. And we surrender. The moon showing up as representative of feminine energy of surrender. We surrender, let go, let God, and let him finish, what's rest here. We've done our part in that situation. And atop the Wheel of Fortune, so abundance being on its way to us. Ooh, it's a new phase. It is the gateway. When they transition to the next phase. So again, we're being shown that if we're holding on to something like fear, or if we're resisting healing, like that's depicted here in the enchantment card, then we're not ascending, we're not healing, we're not preparing for the next level, and we'll be, we'll miss out this week, right? So also going to get a card from the Angel Therapy cards. Again, beginning with that sacral chakra. Some of us might want to work on that. You are highly sensitive to chemicals, additives, processed foods, and energies in general right now. Respect your sensitivities by avoiding harsh items, situations, and relationships. So again, whatever this is that's causing you, pain, hurt, to combat that, you may want to work on some chakra healing. Or maybe eat some high energy foods. Fresh organic foods and vegetables, fruits and vegetables rather, give you a high boost of life force energy, which elevates your spiritual frequency. This card showed up in the general as well. Vegetarian, vegan, and you are profoundly clairvoyant. Trust what you see in your mind's eye as well as with your physical sight, for your spiritual vision helps you with healing, teaching, and guidance. Vegetarian, vegan. Heart chakra. The answer that you seek is in your heart right now. Be open to giving and receiving love. Overall energy is indigo. The person that you're inquiring about is an indigo, meaning a highly sensitive, natural-born leader. And I will read these cards that I pull for each archetype. Lastly, if you don't want to, I'm going to read these from the book, so if you don't want to hear this part after I finish the other advice, then you may want to leave the video. If you don't mind hearing what the message is from these cards, because it's going to be a little bit longer, welcome to stay. I welcome you. I appreciate you. So, opening first to soft. Card number 47. which is about vulnerability also. 46 now, just for a moment, joy. This is a woman allowing herself to be happy. This is the month of joy too, rather. By the way, I'll remind everybody on the Hebrew calendar. It is the month of Adar too. And 64, sensual awakening. Which can be connected to intimacy and, again, sacral chakra. And had that purple, both the purple and orange in the card too. I should have stopped to show you a better look. But I'm trying to be mindful of time, again, also because I still do not have my laptop returned to me. What can I say? Mercury retrograde. Anyway, we've come to Lovers, card number 57. And the overall energy is contemplation, card number 69, which I think totally resonates here. Let the answers come from your heart, basically, is what contemplation is about. So here, with whatever it is about your fearful masculine and feminine, whatever you had the indecision about, let the answer come from your heart. All right, from the angel therapy card to the masculine, singing and dancing, which totally resonates with the first spread and the fact that you guys were going to be sending and or receiving music, syncs and signs through music this week. Express yourself and awaken your psychic senses rather through the magical power of music and movement. I think that some people may actually be getting together. I'm seeing people actually dancing. So maybe attending a party or something. Maybe that's where the cake is going to be, or the romantic dinner, or somehow you end up dancing. Somebody does. Feminine. Be willing to forgive. Ask the angels to clear your mind and body of past pain in exchange for peacefulness. And that in itself may be enough to allow you to move, through the gateway to the next phase into that place of birth. That may be enough to allow you to let go of the energy that you were holding on to that needed the death. Masculine, from the numerology deck, spirituality. So coming to some sort of higher clarity and understanding this week, perhaps through Neptune and the energy of Pisces, with the sun being in Pisces, and maybe still through some energy of the Pisces new moon, and also where that Pisces is where the Mercury retrograde is located. A Neptune in Pisces, all about higher love, like unconditional love and understanding in that regard. So that could be what your spirituality is about. Feminine, for us, it is 74, nurture. And nature, nature. But I think we have to nurture ourselves too. And maybe by getting out with Mother Nature is how we can do that. If you live in an area that's at all conducive to spending time in nature, do that. If you're able to bring nature to yourself instead because you can't go out into it, do that instead also. And I think this is also about our personal nature. And I'm hearing that soft again too. So if we've been uptight and maybe abrasive, aggressive, maybe go look for our lighter side and soften up a bit this week, feminine. From the fortune-telling deck to the masculine, judgment. Soul searching will bring you inner peace in many areas of your life. So again, you need to go within and work on the relationship you have with yourself and what it is your desires, your dreams, your wants. Feminine, yes, I knew the St. Patrick or energy was going to kind of show up to this week. Luck. You are right to be strong and optimistic about the opportunities ahead. Things are going to be totally rocking. Again, maybe involving an earth sign with all this green showing up. From the universal love oracle to the masculine, it is soulmate. Absolutely. Again, the 6 of Cups can be representative of soulmates, past life relationships, and reunions with those, or meeting your soulmate for the first time. Feminine, for us, spiritual growth. So again, letting go of this stuff through the energy of forgiveness will prepare us for the gateway and for transmutation. That is definitely spiritual growth. Masculine, from the Animal Tarot, it is the Ace of Summer, which can also be about reunions, reconciliations, and or brand new relationships, meeting somebody, fresh starts. This is the beginning of a new emotional experience for you. It may be the first blush of romantic love, the rebirth of a current relationship, or the awakening of spiritual gifts and insights. And feminine for us, the Princess of Autumn, cheerful, reliable, intelligent, and mischievous. A wonderful opportunity related to your work or education, such as a promotion or a scholarship, is coming your way. Seize this chance to learn something exciting or to start a new, more rewarding and uplifting career. If it doesn't have to do with one of those things, it may have to do with an earth sign. Earth sign instead, perhaps specifically a Virgo, but of course Capricorn and Taurus also possibilities. So masculine, your card from the Journey of Love Oracle is Gifts Received, card number 13. I don't think I've ever read this. And feminine for us, it's more earth energy for us too. It's card number 6. Angel of Jupiter Awaken. A 6 and a 13 together, of course, equals 19. More sun, more positivity. From the book, Gifts Received. Relax. It's okay to accept what's coming your way now. The miracles, the blessings that I talked about earlier. Allow yourself to receive them. Gentle your soul. Steady your heart. Even the most precious treasure can be received by you. Why not? Are you not built of the same stuff as that treasure, beloved? It's all love, after all. That is all there is. Enjoy, accept, rest in the knowledge that you are being invited to a sanctuary of abundance, peaceful rest, and replenishment right now. It's just time. This oracle holds a message for you. The universe is trying to get something to you. More abundance, more love, an answer to your prayers. Sometimes the healing comes in unexpected packages. Sometimes we try so hard to find the answer, exerting so much effort to receive, that we make things harder for ourselves. This takes us back to that first card, right? Simple. Keep it simple, stupid. Don't make it harder for ourselves. Relax, have some fun, be at peace, and just know that everything is working out just fine, and there's a nice surprise coming your way, masculine. Oh, that was awesome for you. Feminine for us, Angel of Jupiter Awaken. We saw all that Sagittarius, all that Jupiter, the wheel of is at the heart of the matter here. I'm sure this is to what that's connected, okay? Beloved, within you there is magnificence, greatness, and the ability to live bolder, larger, and more exuberantly than you may have ever imagined. So we don't have to think that we're going to be stuck in the same kind of funky energy or bad relationships we were before. We can be, confident to move forward. The angel of Jupiter, the spirit of bold expansion and divine generosity, lives within you. Your spirit cannot be made small, but must be free. Start now. Feel the endlessness of your own heart. What can be done today to live bigger? A smile, a yes to that offer. Okay, remember the proposal I talked about? It says give a yes to an offer or a proposal or of an adventure. Sharing vulnerability without fear. Taking a step forward into the unknown. Daring to imagine that the divine doesn't just happen to you, but happens through you, as you. Embrace the courage of your own open heart and dare to dream, beloved. The bold, divine nature within you is calling you to great things. Now is your time to awaken. This oracle holds a message of guidance for you. You are being given an opportunity that can change your life. Don't hesitate to accept it. If you're acting with more assertiveness, more generosity, more playfulness, and more spiritual authority than usual, this is confirmation that this is coming from a genuine place within you. If you're experiencing some havoc in your life or a sense that things are changing, this oracle comes as affirmation. Yes, there is change. And yes, you are outgrowing what once was. So be prepared, like I talked about preparing for the gateway for the next phase, be prepared to receive that which is more suited for you in your next stage of growth. Wow, all that resonated. I hope that you guys have enjoyed the weekly love reading. Thank you again for joining me and for liking, sharing, and subscribing. You can reach me at queenofswordsthelightworker.com or any of my social media for personal reading of your own or energy healing or anything else that I can help you with. Namaste, angels.